Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be another Tony soundtrack review. And again, if you guys haven't noticed, I have changed up my camera a little bit because my computer is on the fritz and it's not working. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't really know what was going to happen with these videos because these are probably the videos that I take the most time editing. If it's not that or one of my like fall TV previews, I mean, those videos are not possible without editing. And I used to do them without editing, so I kind of have to go back to that. But, you know, it's kind of hard for me to play songs here if, one, I'm on my phone, two, I have no other way of playing them, and three, also because I have, you know, no way of, showing you the songs. You know, it's a very daunting task, so I really did not know what I was going to do here. So instead, I'm just going to talk about the album in question, and that cast recording I'm going to be reviewing is the 2017 cast recording of Hello, Dolly. Now, this is one that I was really hyped for because I'm actually a huge fan of this show. If you guys didn't know, I think this is a very underrated show that not enough people really talk about. That's both really fun, but also just has this really great message about grief and love and moving on. All of that stuff is fantastic, and Hello, Dolly, the Barbra Streisand movie at least, is actually one of my favorite musical films of all time. I love everything about that movie. I know Barbra Streisand was kind of young to play that role, but I don't really care. I really do love what we got from that movie. So I went to the soundtrack very excited because, you know, you got Bette Midler, you got David Hyde Pierce, and did it let me down? Hell no, it didn't let me down. While I don't think Hello, Dolly is going to win anything at the Tonys, I definitely can see why it was nominated, and for the most part, I am very impressed with what I did get here. But let's just get into this, starting off with everything. Like I said, this is going to be a slightly different review than other Tony soundtracks I have done, so we're just going to jump right into it. Let's first talk about Bette Midler, who, holy shit, I mean, what a perfect casting. I can't really think of a better casting than Bette Midler. I've always loved Bette Midler ever since I saw her in the Gypsy film from 1994, I believe, that no one really talks about. She is just a gem. She's fantastic to watch. She just has put so much effort into things, and she is, in fact, a diva, and she really was perfectly casted for this role. Dolly Levi is supposed to be older, and she's supposed to be someone who has been, you know, doing this profession her entire life and something like that. You know, she's just very experienced when it comes to loving, and I think it was a very good casting. I have to say, she still really does kill it. I mean, she's going on, I believe, 70, but she really does kill it in this role. She has some fantastic numbers, and she still can belt quite well, whether it's I Put My Hand In or Before the Parade Passes By. I mean, she really does kill it in every song she's in, especially because of her age. You can tell she's really putting 100% into everything she's doing, and she really did an incredible job here. I was very impressed with what we got with her here, and I really did think that she was perfectly cast. I can totally see why she should get that nomination because she absolutely deserved it. She was incredible here, and without a doubt is the highlight of this entire show. I mean, she steals the spotlight from everyone. I think she's incredible. But that we shouldn't just forget about the rest of the cast, because the rest of the cast as well is fantastic. David Hyde Pierce, I think, is the weakest link, I will definitely say. I think he's good in the show, but compared to everyone else, I just didn't really see him on the same level here. I think he does a good job in things like Penny in My Pocket or things like that, but Horace is a character that, you know, was kind of played the same way. But I did like the way that David Hyde Pierce went about here. I thought some of his songs he did a really good job with, but just everyone else is so great. He just doesn't really have the same punch that everyone else does. Who I really was loving was Kate Baldwin in here. Oh my god, she was incredible. I've loved her since Big Fish, the musical, but she absolutely kills it in this show. Whether it's Ribbons Down My Back, where she's talking about how much she'd love for this guy to, you know, she'd be wearing ribbons down her back when she meets this guy, and they have this great relationship. I didn't really think much of that song in the movie, but she absolutely kills it on that on that number in this cast recording, and she is phenomenal on that. Or something like Motherhood that's fun and playful, or Elegance. I mean, she just does an incredible job. There's such a big voice in there, and yeah, you look at her, and she doesn't look her age. I mean, she's almost 40, but she honestly doesn't look a day over 20, and she really does a great job here. I really did love her performance. as well as Gavin Creel. I think Gavin Creel really did kill it here. I always have loved Gavin Creel. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I really did love his, him playing Cornelius. So he did a really good job. Cornelius has always been one of my favorite parts of the show. Cornelius and Barnaby, I just think, are such fun characters, and they perfectly capture. I don't know who's playing. I think Taylor Thompson is his name. Don't quote me if I'm wrong there, but I think that's his name. They both did a great job just playing these two guys who really don't know what the hell they're doing, and here comes Dolly Levi trying to teach them how to be better at love, and I really enjoyed their overall performances. I thought they just both did a really great job here. Especially, like I said, Gavin Creel was great in dancing. He's fantastic in that. Or, especially It Only Takes a Moment. He absolutely kills it in that song. You really do feel that he's falling in love with this girl, and it was incredible. I really did love what he did there. And then the other girl, the girl who plays Irene Malloy, fantastic. I thought she was great as well. I loved her voice, and she as well was great. I really did love everyone here. I don't really think there was anyone that was bad. I think everyone really did do, honestly, a great job. Now let's get to the orchestrations and sort of like the highlights of this. For me, every song really does stick out. There really is not a bad song in the bunch. I will admit I do skip over the David Hyde Pierce stuff, but that's just because I don't think it's on the same level as everything else. All the other songs here are just fantastic. I Put My Hand In, I think it's just a great way to start things off. It perfectly sets up the character of Dolly and who she is and what she's going through and things like that. How she's trying to help out everyone. I'm used to Just Leave Everything to Me because I've seen the movie like over 1,000 times with Barbra Streisand, but I do still love I Put My Hand. I think it's a fantastic song, and again, Midler really does kill it there. I love dancing. I love Put On Your Sunday Clothes. I've always loved both of those performances. I think they're such great performances. And something I've always loved about the show, it's such a great show for an ensemble. It really is. I mean, the ensemble has so much to do here. You can get so much out of them and just these really fun numbers, and it just is fantastic. I think as an ensemble show, it really does an incredible job. The ensemble kills it in basically every performance here, and I thought they really all did a great job. I love the backups in Before the Parade Passes By or Dancing. I think those all are fantastic. I've always loved those two. They're like the longest things in the show, but they're just so great to watch. I really do love how much they build and build and build, and I think they both are fantastic to watch. But my favorite here, without a doubt, and this is going to sound cliche, but the best song here, without a doubt, is the title song, Hello, Dolly. I mean, it's just... there's just something so fun and welcoming about that song. Not just welcoming, but that just perfectly represents the show. It's fun, it's playful, it has this great sort of like welcoming vibe. It's so inviting, and I just love everything about that particular song. If there's one song you listen to Hello, Dolly. I mean, just Bette Midler sounds incredible. Again, for her age, I can't believe she can belt the way she does, but she really is amazing. And then the waiters in it. I mean, they provide fantastic backup, and I love everything about that specific performance. They all kill it, really, and I just have the biggest smile on my face when I'm listening to it. It's 6 minutes long, but that 6 minutes, in most cases with many Broadway show tunes, really does fly by here. I really do love everything about Hello, Dolly. I think it's a fantastic song, and it's a great way to show that Dolly has been here for a while, and now she's returned, without her husband, obviously, but she has come back, and I just really did love everything about that. I think they did a really great job with that performance, and that performance has a lot to live up to. It really does. I mean, it's such a big, especially in the movie, they literally pause for like 20 minutes just to have this one musical number, and it's one of those things where some people will be like, oh, why do you have to pause? Well, for here, it really does work, and they absolutely kill it here. I mean, everything about it, the voices, the backups, just the orchestrations, everything about it is incredible, and I love everything about Hello, Dolly. Like I said, there's one thing you listen to, it has to be Hello, Dolly. It's incredible. There's also a couple songs on here that weren't in the movie, whether it be Motherhood, which I love, this nice little ditty between Dolly, Irene Malloy, and Minnie Faye, kind of talking about what they want in a guy and kind of what they stand for, and how unconventional their methods really are. I just really do love everything about that. or something like Penny in My Pocket. Penny in My Pocket's fun. I think it's fun to show that, you know, Horace, he's very much a mercenary of sorts. He kind of just focuses on money, and that's kind of it. He doesn't really care about, you know, things like love or marriage. He just doesn't really understand that. He's very materialistic in that way, and that's something I've always liked about the character of Horace. You know, he's always kind of down on his luck. And again, David Hyde Pierce is not bad in the show. He is fantastic, but I do think that he has shined in many other things, whether it be Curtains, whether it be Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. This show in general, I think he honestly he's great, but he just doesn't have the same level as everyone else. And maybe I'd feel different if I actually saw the show in person, but from the cast recording, everyone else is just so damn good. And David Hyde Pierce is great, but I just don't really feel like he has enough on here. Unfortunately, he doesn't have as much to offer, and he just isn't as memorable. He's not bad. He's great. I just don't think he's as memorable as some of the other actors are on this soundtrack, unfortunately. I'd love to say that he's great, but unfortunately, he just doesn't stick out as much. And again, it has nothing to do with him personally. It has nothing to do with how he is as an actor. He is a fantastic actor. That definitely should be noted, but I just feel like he doesn't stick out as much as some of the other performers do here. I think, like I said, Gavin Creel, Bette Midler, Kate Baldwin, even everyone really is phenomenal, and he's still great, but I just don't feel like he's on the same level as everyone else, though he does kill it in the finale. I really do love everything about the finale. Oh, and Solon Deary, it's a little bit slower than you remember. I kind of saw it as maybe it's because Bette Midler, even though she can still belt, there's only a certain range she can go to, so maybe they had to slow it down a little bit just because they had to for her. And I don't know if the original's like that, because again, I haven't listened to the original soundtrack. I'm familiar with the Barbra Streisand one. I'm sorry about that, but that's the one that I personally am used to. I've watched that movie for a while now, so I'm kind of used to that version. But she still sounds fantastic. I loved her Solon Deary. Again, she really does represent the sassiness and just the overall diva-ish, you know, flamboyant performance that Dolly really does bring. I really do love everything about that performance. And I think, again, it's really fantastic. And overall, guys, I really do love the soundtrack of Hello, Dolly. Again, it had a lot to live up to, but for the most part, I really do enjoy it. Is it the best show ever? No, but it's a really fun watch. It's something where you listen to it, and you just feel great while listening to it. It's something I do go back to, and some of them are absolutely flawless, honestly. Like Hello, Dolly, Dancing, Before the Parade Passed By. These are songs that I couldn't wish were better, honestly. There's nothing here I would change. There's nothing here I'd say, oh, that wasn't as great. Everything here I was very impressed with overall, and I really wouldn't want it any other way. And if I had to grade this soundtrack, I'd probably give it either a 4 to 5 or B+ or an A-. I don't really grade cast recordings, so I can't really give a rating right now, but I definitely was a fan of this cast recording overall. I highly recommend you listen to it. Like I said, I don't think it's going to win anything. The only one I could see winning is Bette Midler, but that's really it. I don't think it's really going to win anything, unfortunately, but I do think that it definitely does deserve to be on the best revival list. Has a good chance of winning it, but I don't think it's going to be the front runner. We'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, guys, in my review of Hello, Dolly, I apologize for the review being like this, but again, it's hard for me to do these soundtrack reviews when I don't have the music in front of me, and I'm not able to do those transitions. So look forward to the rest of the cast recording reviews be just like this. Sorry about that, guys, but that's in my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. Not entirely sure what's going to be for it. Maybe it'll be for Come Away With Me, whatever that show is called. This show is Jen Colella. I always forget the name of it, but I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.